Stay in the stock market. It's a paper loss. Don't worry, it will come back. 4% withdrawal rate is now a 2% withdrawal rate. Hypothetical returns, taxes will increase, required minimum distributions, Roth IRAs, tax deferred, save more, buy an annuity, fees, do it yourself, trust, wills, power of attorneys. This is the noise that you are hearing on the radio, on the television, in public seminars, and so on. But when was the last time your advisor actually asked you what you wanted for your life, for your retirement, for your legacy? Did the advisor recommend a blended investment strategy made up of stocks and bonds, telling you you need growth, so stocks are where you need to be, and that bonds will protect you if the stock market crashes? We saw these blended portfolios and most investments tumble in 2008. People that were about to retire couldn't. People that did retire had to go back to work, and history is likely to repeat itself. The good news is, with a well-designed plan, you may be able to reduce these worries. Did you catch that? Not just a plan, a well-designed plan. A written plan is designed to address and reduce the concerns in front of you. The first part to your plan cannot be subject to loss or reduction, and that is your income plan. Let's address the income needs you desire each and every month, no matter what. Before I go any further, I want to introduce myself. My name is Lisa Bussenger, and I am president and founder of Bussenger Financial Group. I am a fiduciary focusing on all areas of financial planning and wealth management. As an independent firm, we are able to go out to the world of investment choices and build a plan using investments for wealth preservation, predictable income planning, tax mitigation, growth, and legacy planning. Our firm believes no individual is the same, so all plans must be customized to each individual and their needs. Our unique client-tailored blueprint addresses the most common risks of retirement planning, making sure we take steps that other advisors generally miss to strategically protect your assets. In our short meeting today, we were going to talk about all 5 of those risks. So a minute ago, we started talking about income. Making sure you have and protect your income is the number one risk of retirement planning. This is what it's all about. So, what are your income sources in retirement? Let's take a look. First, you have Social Security for the husband. Second, you have Social Security for the wife. Third, you have a pension. Well, if you're lucky to have one. That's it. Those are the current guaranteed income sources as long as you both are alive. But what happens when a husband or wife dies? Do you know that you only keep the greater of the 2 Social Securities? So there is an immediate income drop. This needs to be planned for. If you are lucky enough to have a pension, what is its survivorship benefit to the surviving spouse? This needs to be planned for. Let's do the math for a typical couple age 66, both retired. All right, so the Social Security that the husband receives is $2,500 per month. The Social Security the wife receives is $1,800 per month. That gives us total Social Security income of $4,300 per month. Yet they have fixed expenses of $6,000 per month and incidental expenses per month of about $1,000. So the total monthly outgo is $7,000 per month. Less the guaranteed income equals a $2,700 per month shortfall. So according to William Bennigan and Wade Pfau, professor at the American College, if you have 100% of your assets being in the stock market and planning for a 25-year retirement at a current safe withdrawal rate of 3%, this family would have to save $1,080,000 and hope that there is never a stock market correction while they are alive. So now let's go back and address the income plan a bit further. Since it is the most important part of your plan, until your income plan is set, we cannot move on to the other areas of retirement planning. So let's go back to withdrawal rates. There are plenty of theories out there regarding withdrawal rates. According to William Bennigan and Wade Pfau, professors at the American College, in the 1990s they suggested a 4% withdrawal rate off of your investments to reduce the risk of running out of money in retirement. Today you may be hearing various theories suggesting a 2 or 3% withdrawal rate. However, there are many factors that factor into what a safe withdrawal rate can be. We will address what that may look like for you in your consultation with us that we will be offering at the end of this presentation. Back to the 90s, anywhere you put your money, you were able to get growth. Heck, many investors could walk down to their local bank and get 10 to 14% rate of returns on CDs and still get high double-digit returns in the stock market. Well, since 2000, we have not seen those returns. So what does that mean for retirees? It means you need to take a different approach when planning for income. We can't live off the interest returns anymore. Something very important to know about to generate an income plan in retirement is to know a term called sequence of returns. This sequence of returns will make a huge impact on whether your retirement will be a success, which is never-ending income, or a failure, which is running out of income. Let's look at two people that have saved the same amount of money for their retirement years. The only difference is they retire 3 years apart from each other. So I'm going to share with you today a story of two brothers, both wanting to retire, both needing the same amount of income during retirement. So let's look at the stories individually. We have two brothers, Steve and Bill. The difference is Steve retires in 1990, Bill retires in 2000. Both saved $500,000 for their retirement and need to draw $30,000 of income out of their portfolio. So let's take a look and see what happens to Steve. So Steve retires in 1990, and the stock market had a slight correction of just over 4%. He still needed to take his $30,000 withdrawal, and that leaves his IRA balance of $449,000. The next year, 1991, the stock market had a nice return of over 20%. He still needs to take his $30,000 withdrawal out, and his now account balance is back up to $504,000. So every single year, Steve needs to do that through his retirement, but you can see the stock market was very kind to him. Fast forward 10 years of his $30,000 withdrawals each year, he still has $1.2 million in his retirement account. I don't think Steve has too much of a concern that he's going to run out of money because the stock market was kind to him. But what I want to take a look at now is what happened to his brother Bill. The difference is Bill retired in 2000. So Bill's income starts in the year 2000, but the stock market had a slight correction of just over 6%. Bill still needs to take out his $30,000. His IRA account balance drops down to $440,000. The following year in 2001, another stock market correction of just over 7%, 2002 over 16%, but again, Bill still needs to take out his $30,000 of income. Fast forward the next 10 years, we look at another huge correction in 2008, and there is a correction of 33% in his portfolio. He still needs to take out that $30,000 every single year. His portfolio has dropped down to $156,000. The problem here with Bill is he is going to run out of money. He is not going to have enough money left in his IRA to continue for the rest of his life. So when we look at planning, we look at the two stories. We have to look at the sequence of your returns and when you retire. These things we cannot plan. So when we do planning for our clients, we want to make sure that your plan can make sure that you have an income that is not going to outlive or be gone in the 10th year of your retirement. So moving on. That is our story about sequence of return. It's very important that we think each and every one of you understand that that is a risk in your retirement plan. Now, why is this so important? It's longevity. Longevity is the number 2 risk in retirement. According to Forbes article written by Wade Pfau, professor at American College, if you are 65 years old today, you have a 57% chance of living to age 95. Now imagine being out of income and money at age 80. How the heck will you live your last 15 years? The most dangerous part of longevity risk is that it is a multiplier of all other risks. Our goal is to remove longevity risk out of the equation. So for folks with proper income planning, this will never be a concern. Conquering the fear of living a long retirement is taking care of risk number 1, your income plan, so that risk number 2 will never be a concern. Risk number 3, stock market risk. We all know 2 things about the stock market. Well, it goes up and it goes down. That is a guarantee. What we don't know is which day it will do either. As we approach retirement, our stock market exposure should be reduced. Why? Because of all the risk associated with planning for retirement. I find most of my clients have won the game with the accumulation of their nest eggs. What does that mean? Well, it means they have saved enough for their retirement as long as nothing goes wrong. So protection is more important to them than growth, which means there is no need for overexposure of your life savings to the stock market and its performance. Why? Well, let me share with you what I have seen and learned over the past 20 years of advising clients. No one's life changes when the market goes up 50%. Meaning if you saved $1 million and you now have $1,500,000, people don't change. Sure, they may take one more trip or buy an extra gift for their grandchild, but they don't change who they are. However, if your $1 million goes down to 50% and you now have $500,000, now is when we see a lifestyle change. And it has a double impact if this money is being used for an income supplement to Social Security or a pension in retirement. Imagine being 75 and this happens, and you still have 20 years left alive in retirement. This would not be a good scenario to live with. So lesson learned, only invest as much into the stock market in retirement that you don't need to live off of, and that you have a long time horizon to ride the ups and downs. According to Bussenger contributor David Hickey, it is imperative to rebalance a portion of your assets away from the stock market, and we agree. As of today, as I record this presentation, the stock markets are at all-time highs. It never fails when I ask the question to someone just like yourself about how they would feel if they lost money. They always say, well, I don't want to lose any money. So now is the time to start protecting yourselves. You don't get a second chance to retire. This moves on to risk number 4. Risk number 4 is a healthcare event. What is your plan for paying the cost of care should you come down with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, a stroke, and the list goes on? You have choices to plan for this so that you don't live in fear. Let's talk about your choices. The first choice you have is, well, you could self-pay. Use your life savings that took 30 to 40 years to accumulate and give it all to a nursing home. The second choice you have is you could purchase insurance to cover some or all of the cost. This protects your life savings so that you can pass whatever it is that you've accumulated to your loved ones. Your third choice is you could do nothing. Deal with it later. Well, folks, if you choose option number 3, you have really chosen option number 1. You owe it to yourself and your family to understand your choices and how to protect your hard-earned money from a catastrophic illness. Moving on to risk number 5, taxes. Are you paying too much in taxes to the IRS? Do you even know? As wealth management advisors, this is a large part of our overall planning. We believe any way you reduce the amount you pay to Uncle Sam means more money for you and more money for your loved ones. So how do you get towards paying as little in taxes as possible? 1, do you do Roth conversions? 2, do you contribute to Roth 401ks or Roth IRAs? What about using life insurance for cash value accumulation for tax-free income? What about using charitable remainder trusts? Another way to reduce taxes is do not own mutual funds in a non-IRA account. These are very tax inefficient. These are just some of the areas we need to look at to help reduce your taxes. These are just 5 of the important areas of risk as we plan for retirement. But all of these are easy to mitigate with the right plan and the right advisor. See, the right advisor looks holistically at all the areas I just talked about. So, if your advisor is only talking about investments and not addressing things like income, sequence of returns, longevity, historical performance of investment choices, healthcare costs, taxes, and more, you need a better plan. To develop this plan, you really have 2 options. Option number 1, you can take my free tips from this video and try to put the puzzle together on your own without any assistance from us. This level of planning has been perfected over decades, along with multiple licenses and certificates, and this is where we spend our waking hours practicing our expertise. But some people would rather figure it out on their own. Or your option 2, welcome us to guide you. Get a client-tailored blueprint designed specifically for you and get the right plan immediately. If this sounds like a good fit, I invite you to apply for our free assessment. At Bussenger Financial Group, we work primarily with 3 types of clients. 1, those are retirees who want to generate more certainty to their income, investments, and future taxes. Number 2, pre-retirees who need to plan for the distribution phase, which is different than the accumulation phase. and how to understand the options they have before they retire. And the third type of client we work with are people who want to take stock market risk out of their lives and use the money they have accumulated to generate a predictable income for their next 20 to 40 years in retirement, prevent a long-term care illness spend down, and pass on a legacy to their loved ones. So here's how the process works. We will be focused on building a specific and custom-tailored plan for you using our system. We will identify any gaps you may have and how to fix them. Most importantly, at the end of the call, you will have a clear idea of how we build a retirement plan for you. These strategy calls will take around 30 to 45 minutes. You will be speaking with either myself or someone on my team. We will then circle back with you with a design plan using investments and products specific to your desires, goals, and needs. As we wrap up, let's briefly discuss who this next step is for. This is for investors that are looking for transparency in their investments. This is for families that desire predictable income for now and their retirement years ahead. This is for those looking to understand and know your fees and those looking to reduce risk. Families that want to keep it simple but have a plan that addresses all areas of life concerns. This is also for investors that don't want to be sold just a product, but those that want to build a retirement income, investment, tax, and legacy plan. This is also for families that want to take the worry out of the stock market's ups and downs, or for those that may be worried about which investments to draw for income. Finally, think about this. Out of over 400,000 advisors across the country, many of those advisors focus on investments. We focus on complete wealth management, not just investing your money, but protecting it as well. So who is this not for? This is not for people who have zero saved for retirement. This is not for people that love their current advisor or have no intentions of leaving them, or if their advisor is a family member or close friend. This is not for folks who are do-it-yourselfers just looking for information. This is not for those who are not open to change, or if you're a procrastinator. See, the truth is, there are some people who we can't help. If that's the case, we'll be 100% upfront with you. If you sense that you're a good fit, here's what you do next. To schedule a call with me or someone on my team, simply click the link below. When you click, you'll see a form with a few questions on it about you and what you're looking to accomplish. Then pick a time on the calendar that works for you to receive your reserved planning call. If you think this could help you, you have nothing to lose by scheduling. There are no obligations to work with us at all, and the call is completely complimentary. If we both agree on the call that this is a good fit for you and us, we can discuss what working together looks like. We look forward to speaking with you. Hi, Lisa Bussenger again. Thank you for listening to our entire presentation today. As you can tell, we are looking for those that are a good fit. If you think this is you, follow the steps below. We look forward to speaking to you.